Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. Our last guest is a singer, songwriter, musician, and producer who, from the age of 6, has been playing the flute, alto sax, and piano. Since then, he's worked with music giants from Mary J. Blige to Beyonce, Madonna, Zendaya. Is mentioning again, right? We're mentioning her again. In the previous segment, we mentioned her. And of course, many, many more. That's just to name a few. He continues to blaze a trail in music and, well, taking 2022 by storm with the release of his latest singles, Disaster and Hue, this year making history, producing the new theme for none other than the NBA in partnership with ESPN. Oh yeah, he is making waves, mi gente. Here to share more, we welcome back now in person this time, singer, songwriter, musician, and producer Eric Hall.
How you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, glad to be back. We got to do two of them.
Oh, we got to do two, yeah. I'm excited. I'm always excited when I meet my guests in person.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think the last time I had you on was in 2021, right?
Yeah, or even 2022 maybe.
Maybe it was a 2022. I know that it was in a summer month. I remember it being in June.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so needless to say, it is really nice to meet you in person and share space.
Absolutely.
And then share you with our viewers and all of your wonderful, wonderful accomplishments.
Oh, thank you.
I know you're going to give us a taste of it here in studio as well.
Sure.
I'm looking forward to that. But let's start with this new accomplishment with ESPN and the NBA.
Man, it's a blessing. I got that the end of last summer. I couldn't say anything. I had to sign an NDA. It was a little hush-hush.
Right.
But it's a great opportunity. Something new for me. I've done like some short films. I've done like production for artists, but this is brand new to like do a theme song that's cemented that people are gonna hear every time they turn on the TV. It's something special.
Now, when they hear it, they identify it with the NBA.
Yes, absolutely. Every time you watch ESPN, watch a game, and they have like 3 or 4 games a week, you're gonna hear it. So I've been hearing it lately, and it's like a little surreal for me because it's still like, wow, I really did that. So yeah, it's exciting for me for sure.
It's brass heavy too.
Brass heavy, yeah. You gotta have the horns because you gotta give that energy. You gotta feel like when you come in there, like that maybe you could be LeBron.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you know what I love about all of the artists that Zach brings our way, right? Because I'm gonna give Zach a little shout out.
He's the man.
Yeah. Is that y'all come in with all these fabulous accomplishments, having worked with like some really prestigious talent, and yet you all carry that level of humility in the way you're expressing yourself and in the story sharing, you know?
Right. I think it's the only way to be. Like, the only way to like stay at a certain level is to always just humble yourself. And I feel like that's the only way God's gonna keep opening those doors, and the universe is only going, you reap what you sow. So if you someone love and you show one like that, it's gonna come back to you. So I just feel like it's a principle everybody should have.
So in all of the hats that you wear, which one really, really resonates with you the most? Which one stands out for you? Which one is the one that makes your blood boil and your heart pump hard?
You're asking me to it's so hard.
No, you don't want to choose?
It's hard to choose because I love playing.
Right.
Because it's like the ability to create on the fly in the moment. And have somebody like feel it.
Right.
And also that connection when you're playing with other singers and other musicians. It's like that, it's unspoken language of connection. I love that.
Yeah.
But I also love the time to just sit there and compose something and write something. And then I like it. Then 10 minutes later, I don't like it. Then the next day, it's like, I love it. And then a week later, you guys hear it. And I'm like, I hope you guys love it. That's like it's like that butterfly feeling. I feel like that should always be there. Because if you don't have that feeling of like, I don't want to say anxiety, but that feeling of like nervousness of like, once you lose that, I feel like what you're doing isn't as important because you don't care about it as much. When you care about it, it's always like it's unsettling feeling. But I like them all though because they all like feed my soul in a different way. You know.
That's good. I appreciate that. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it. As an artist, I get it. So because you were talking about like putting something out and kind of wondering what kind of response you're gonna get back, let's talk a little bit about Disaster and Hue.
Okay.
Let's talk about those singles because those are singles that actually made a killing.
Right. Those songs, putting those out, it was interesting because, like I'll say, like for Disaster, for example.
Okay.
Like, I grew up listening to like Michael Jackson. I grew up listening to so many different styles of music. So when I hear that song, it's like I want to I wanted to bring something that like isn't out there yet. And I feel like there's a lot of great artists, there's a lot of great music and songs, but that song I feel like has like a certain bop to it with the bass line when you hear it, and it's just like immediately I'm like, okay, I want to put something out that gives it that sound and that feeling. And then for Hugh, I want to give something that feels good. I feel like sometimes we lose the essence of just music feeling good. Like the message is important, but just the overall musicianship and musicality, I feel like it's lacking a little bit in the industry. And when I made Hugh, I wanted it just to feel good. And going forward, all my music has to feel good. It has to, right here in your heart. You know?
And it does. It does. That's it. Trust me, that's the impact you have, without a doubt. I'm curious to know how has the pandemic impacted your creative process, your design, like even your style.
I think it's impacted, of course, obviously, like there's some losses that people suffered, and obviously like a lot of readjusting that you gotta do to life. But for me, it was a time to really just sit down and like be as creative as I can be. Like every single idea I wanted to do, I was able to get it out during the pandemic, because it's like I had nowhere it's supposed to be. You had to sit down in the house, but it helped me like really refine a lot of stuff that like maybe from touring and gigging and working so much that you don't get a chance. It's just in the back of your mind, like I'm gonna get to it one day. But the pandemic, since we had to all sit down, I got to get like flesh out a lot of ideas. So actually, it was a positive. There was a lot of like silver lining for me within the pandemic.
Yeah. It's a matter of perspective, because you had the time to like actually design versus like just be out there and performing and rolling it over. However, we're back in the trenches, and I know you're performing, so right. It's like woo, back in front of audiences.
Yep.
Let's talk about your I guess your local touring and where you're performing lately.
Lately, because of ESPN, that was like a large portion of my time. So now I'm getting back into it to start getting some performance, like a lot of stuff in the city, in the tri-state. So you could look forward to it if you follow me on my my Instagram and my website. You could find some stuff that's coming up soon in in the future, in the spring. Definitely a lot of stuff.
Are you restricted from playing that song though?
No, not restricted.
No, I'm just saying, because I don't know,
No,
they had you sign an NDA, it's their signature song, so it's you as an independent artist. I'm just curious,
well,
like, are you going to play on it? Because I would be playing on it.
I would, but because of that one doesn't have any really vocals on it. It was more so like this instrumentation, like a kind of like an anthem song. It's a little different, but like for Hue and Disaster, definitely going to be performing those for sure.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. All right, so before we go, do you want to set our audience up with what we're going to be experiencing?
Sure. I'm going to be singing Disaster, which is one of my singles that came out last summer, along with Hugh. And it's going to be a nice little medley, and I might have something special too up my sleeve. So.
Oh, nice. So you're going to fuse the two?
Yeah.
Oh. We
Absolutely.
getting that?
Yeah. If you want to be my background singer, you can come on.
Background singer,
get
I
a little bop
rehearsed. For the next one,
Right.
Woo! All right. So, Eric Hall, everybody. And once again, Eric just got this wonderful opportunity to produce this signature sound for the NBA on ESPN. And when you hear it, just know that that's Eric Hall. And we're really excited about it. And you guys, we're going to recommend that you don't go anywhere, because when we return, Eric Hall is going to perform a medley of Disaster and Hue that you don't want to miss. So don't go anywhere.